All right, let's take a look at problem number 21 of the 2024 AMC 12B of last year. The problem reads the measures of the smallest angles of three different right triangles sum to 90 degrees. All three have side lengths that are primitive, Pythagorean triples. Two of them are 3, 4, 5, and 5, 12, 13. What is the perimeter of the third triangle? All right, well, let's define A and B to be the values of the angles of the two right triangles. So this is the 5, 12, 13, and this is the 3, 4, 5 triangle. And then we can define C to be the smallest angle in the third right triangle. Okay, so now we can obviously say that tan of A plus B plus C is going to be the tan of 90 degrees, which is essentially undefined. All right. Okay, so from here, we can substitute U for A plus B. And we can then solve for this. So this would just be the tan of U plus C equals undefined. So obviously our formula for adding two angles and getting the tangent of that would be tan A plus tan B over 1 minus tan A times tan B. So this would be tan U plus tan C over 1 minus tan U tan C. Okay. All right, so from here, we can find the tan of U because we know that the tan of U is the tan of A plus B, right? Okay, so, well, what is the tan of A plus B? Well, that's just going to be, again, tan A plus tan B over 1 minus tan A tan B. And we know that tan of A, by looking at the triangles, is going to be opposite over adjacent, which is 3 on 4. And then for tan B, that'd be 5 on 12. Okay, so we can just plug that into the formula. So tan A plus tan B, that'd be 3 over 4 plus 5/12 over 1 minus 3/4 times 5/12, which is just 15/48. We can compute this, so this would be 14 over 12. And then this would be 33 on 48. Okay? All right, so again, this would just be equal to this, and then this would cancel out to make a 4, which would mean that this is a 56 on 33. Okay, so we know that the tan of A plus B, so let me clear all of this out. So now that the tan of A plus B is going to be 56 over 33. Okay. Well, what can we do now? Well, we can just plug this value in over here, since we know that tan U is equal to tan A plus B. Okay, so if we do that, we will get 56 over 33 plus tan C over, and then it would be 1 minus 56 on 33 tan C. And this obviously equals undefined. All right, so this is pretty interesting here. Well, notice that if we want to get, this is a rational expression here, if we want to get an undefined output from that, the denominator must equal 0. So we can go ahead and set this to 0. So this would be 1 minus 56 on 33 tan c equals 0. That means that negative 56 on 33 tan c equals negative 1. You can obviously cancel the negatives, and then we can multiply by 33 on 56 on both sides. So this would be tan c equals 33 on 56. Okay, so if that is, so now let's go back and draw our right triangle. So if tan c, called this as c degrees, if the tan of that angle is 33 on 56, that means the opposite would be 33, the adjacent is 56, and provided that the hypotenuse is an integer, that means that that would be a Pythagorean triple. So let's check that. Now we have to do 33 squared plus 56 squared, and then take the square root of all that junk. So 33 squared is the same thing as 36 times 30 plus 9, which is 1089. 56 squared would be the same thing as 52 times 60 plus 16. This is just 3120, if I'm not mistaken, and then this would be 3136. Add these two together, and this would be 4,225. And we know that that's 65 squared, right? So 6 times 7 is 42, and 5 squared is 25. Okay, so that means that when we take the square root of that, this would be 65, so that's the hypotenuse. Okay, well, there is no GCF between these three numbers, which means that this is a primitive Pythagorean triple. Adding these three numbers up would give you 98 here, and then adding 56 here would give you 154 to be your final answer.